Most people are physically alive, but mentally consumed. Your mind no longer belongs to you. From the exact moment you open your eyes in the morning, 1,000 different forces are fighting for your attention. Every notification, every outrage, every trend, argument, and expectation is desperately demanding a piece of your psychological real estate. You are constantly processing the thoughts of millions of strangers. Most people are mentally crowded. They are living inside a machine that requires their constant, unending emotional participation. We have convinced ourselves that this state of hypervigilance is normal. You wake up and immediately flood your nervous system with the anxieties of the entire globe. You scroll for an hour, consuming a violent mixture of tragedy, comedy, and advertisements, and when you finally put the screen down, you remember absolutely nothing. Yet you feel mentally exhausted before your feet have even touched the floor. You find yourself having internal arguments with people you have never met. You feel emotionally affected by things that do not truly matter. You carry the weight of a world you were never meant to carry. You were never meant to absorb this much noise. The human brain was not designed to process the collective outrage and panic of society in real time. In a society that demands your constant emotional reaction, the most powerful form of rebellion today is protecting your mind. This is the quiet quitting of the mind. To be clear, this is not about quitting life. It is not about completely isolating yourself, moving to the woods, or becoming a cold, emotionless shell. Quiet quitting the mind means refusing to let the world constantly enter your internal space. It is the conscious, daily decision to stop emotionally participating in everything. The modern world operates on the illusion of urgency. It tells you that every breaking news alert is a crisis you must care about. It tells you that every social media debate requires your opinion. But you do not need to have an opinion on everything. You have the absolute right to remain indifferent to the chaos. For most people, observing and absorbing are the exact same thing. They see anger and their heart rate spikes. They become angry. They read about panic and they become anxious. They operate like emotional sponges, soaking up the toxicity of their environment until they are heavy, saturated, and completely burned out. But psychological freedom begins when you learn the art of detachment. Mentally detaching means building an invisible architecture around your peace. It is the practice of seeing the noise, acknowledging the noise, and letting it pass completely through you without taking up residence in your mind. You can read the news without adopting its panic. You can listen to someone's drama without taking on their stress. You can watch the world burn itself out with endless arguments and simply choose not to participate. Peace begins the moment you stop reacting to everything. Emotional non-reactivity is a hidden superpower. When someone tries to provoke you, or when a digital algorithm tries to outrage you, and you offer absolutely nothing in return, you starve the machine. You reclaim your energy. But when you first attempt to withdraw from the noise, it will feel deeply uncomfortable. We have become addicted to the distraction. The constant stimulation has become a numbing agent designed to keep us from looking at ourselves. When you remove the noise, you are left alone with your own mind. And for a society terrified of its own reflection, this is a terrifying silence. Your brain will rebel. It will reach for the phone. It will try to invent problems just to have something to stress about. It will mistake the stillness for boredom. Many people cannot sit alone in an empty room because the sudden lack of external stimulation feels like a void. But silence is not emptiness. Silence is recovery. It is the space where your deeply exhausted nervous system finally resets. It is the environment where your own voice, which has been drowned out for years by the opinions of the crowd, finally clears its throat. Attention is the single most valuable currency in the modern world. Billion-dollar empires are built entirely on harvesting your focus. They want you angry because angry people click. They want you anxious because anxious people scroll. When you stop giving your attention away for free, you stop being a battery powering someone else's machine. A quiet mind is becoming exceedingly rare, and therefore it is becoming incredibly powerful. When you mentally detach, your life does not fall apart. In fact, it becomes infinitely sharper. Because you are no longer wasting your psychological energy on things you cannot control, you have immense reserves of power for the things you can. You make better decisions. You become unreadable to people who try to manipulate you. You become grounded, unshakable. While everyone else is burning out from the friction of modern life, you are operating from a place of deep, sustainable calm. The quiet quitting of the mind is a daily practice. It is the discipline of catching yourself before you fall down another rabbit hole of useless information. It is the firm boundary you set when the world tries to drag you into their manufactured emergencies. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every argument requires your voice. You have the absolute right to exist without being constantly accessible to the noise of the world. You can walk through the crowd, work your job, and engage with society while keeping your internal sanctuary completely locked. You do not need to leave the world to find peace. You only need to stop letting the world live inside your mind.